everyone, it's Vera, aka Tiny Simmer, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's build, we're actually going to be doing Lil Simsie's shell challenge. It's the one called Justice for COWPLANTS. So basically, the purpose of this shell challenge, Lil Simsie did this because she wanted the hashtag of Justice for COWPLANTS to be trending, so that the Sims creators can see it and actually give COWPLANTS so you can have given an update so that you can actually give names to a cow plant. So I thought that was actually pretty funny and super cool, so I jumped on the train of doing this. I've never done a shell challenge before, so this was my first shell challenge, and I thought it was pretty fun. I love the idea of giving a super a shell which can be super hard to kind of make look nice, and I tried my best. So I did I did a modern build, but I felt like the architecture of it was not mid-century, but it's kind of modern. I don't know what the styles are, but I went with a kind of a tropical vibe as well. I used those pillar things that you see at the front of the house that came with Get Famous. I knew I wanted to use those, so I think that looked pretty good when I added that. And I used a lot of semi-walls to give the house shape and make it look nicer. In this case, for example, while using those semi-walls, I made them super tall so that they almost look like actual walls. Yeah, so then I once again used those Get Famous things, I don't know what you call them, and tried to give structure to the build, because I like that you can make it super different using the half walls. So that's what I kind of did, and I went with this wooden tone, light wood, which I usually don't do. Oh well, I changed it in the end, but I usually use whites, and that's kind of it. But I went with a more tropical vibe, and I used a lot of island living, which is super weird considering I'm doing a house in literally New Crest or Willow Creek. I don't know where I did this, but yeah, and I was really happy with how it turned out. I mean, it took me some time, but I kind of figured it out in the end, and I was kind of opposed to, because first of all, when I was doing adding the wallpaper that's wooden, that wooden color, I was okay, I can't just make that stand there alone, I need another wallpaper. And I didn't want to use brick because it didn't fit the style that I was using, and I didn't want to use concrete because the basic concrete wallpapers are just super plain, and I didn't think it would go well with what I'm doing. So in the end, I added this it's a concrete, but it's the only one of the only concrete wallpapers that has an actual design to it. It has those cubes, those rectangles in the center. I don't know. But yeah, we're finishing up with the outside. I'm really happy with how the outside turned out. I was trying to, before I started filming, I was trying to figure out what it was that I was going to do, because I really had no idea what I was going to do with this build. I posted on my Instagram. If you don't know, follow my Instagram. It's tinysimmeryt. And on my Instagram, I posted what style or what type of build I should do. And I saw some very good ideas, but most of them weren't things that I think would be easy to do or not easy to do, but were not best for a shell challenge. For example, one person mentioned making my own home, which is pretty cool, and I want to do that definitely. But doing a shell challenge, the outer is obviously restricted, so I can't make that similar to my house, so I can't do that. But in the end, I saw someone comment about doing a modern home kind of thing, which is basically all of my builds. But I also wanted to make this modern because when you're given a weird shape, it's easy to do modern. But the hard thing about doing modern is making it stand out, because everybody does the same thing. So when I did that, so on the second floor, when you see that semi wall that's kind of triangular once I kind of drew that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a modern home. I'm gonna make this cool, and I try to make it as different as possible and kind of unique. But yeah, now we're adding the windows. The way that I kind of work things out is I add windows last because once I figure out like the layout, then I know like which type of walls I should use. So if I'm doing a kitchen, for example, I need to make sure that I have space like to not have a window where a refrigerator should be or something like that. And like the same thing for bathrooms and stuff like that. Because with bathrooms, you're obviously not going to have like a full window inside the bathroom because then you're completely exposed. But yeah, we're right now working on in the kitchen. I really, really love this kitchen. I was so happy with how it turned out. I used the island living counters, which was super weird because I don't use them at all. I like mostly use the Parenthood counters because they're the prettiest. But I didn't feel like the Parenthood counters were best fit for this home because it's not modern. So instead of like using those base game ones that are modern as well, I just used these island living ones, and I love them. The only issue or complaint that I have is that there are no shelves with it. I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but there are no shelves with it, and I had to use the base game ones, and like when I started putting them on, like I didn't kind of like how it was looking altogether, so I had to delete some of them for it to look nicer. But yeah, right now we're like adding little details to the kitchen counters. Since it's pretty modern, I did want to make it still lived in because most people, when they do modern builds, they don't add a lot of like decor or make it look lived in because it kind of ruins the aesthetic of being modern, because modern and minimalistic kind of share the same like aesthetic / energy. So yeah, and I'm just trying to, what I do for like kitchen counters and stuff when I want to add objects like really close to each other on surfaces on the game, I basically like move out the surface, in this case the counters, and I just slide in, pressing the Alt key, the objects that I want to use. So I basically laid out all the objects I wanted to use on a counter, then set the counter aside and like pressed Alt and tried to like move it together, if you know what I mean. And one of the things I love most about that kitchen is like that wall in the middle that's with the concrete wallpaper. I really love that. But yeah, right now we're doing the dining room. By the way, the seats on the island of the counters are also island living, I believe. But yeah, now we're moving on to the dining room. Sorry. I struggled a bit with the chairs, but then I figured out like I like that. And for the rug, I know that rug looks kind of weird. However, I did stick with it because like there's like this little splashes of like brown that go well with the chairs, so I stuck with that. And I didn't want to use like a simple like basic rug because I thought the color, since most of the color scheme in this house is kind of brown and dull, well not dull but like not that colorful, I wanted to use that rug so that way it gives more color to the house. But yeah, I use that chair, or that, I don't know what you call it, sofa kind of thing from Island Living in that corner. And I really, really love that. I think it makes such a nice entrance to the home because in front of it is the door. And then I added a painting, but then I forgot that I needed a door to get inside the room that's going to be that's next to like the entrance bit. So I'm going to have to rearrange that later. And yeah, here I'm just adding like a nice side table because when I do side tables, I want to make it so that it's super realistic, because usually when you enter a home, there are side tables to like put your keys on and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I attempted. But yeah, again, like I used a lot of island living, which is super weird because I don't use it at all. And if I do, it's mostly because it's mostly for a tropical build in Solani, which I don't do a lot. So yeah, it was different and fun to use different furniture. But yeah, we're kind of figuring out the curtains. Now, for the curtains, I struggled because those island living ones, I knew I wanted those. However, like, because this build was on a diagonal, they wouldn't like hit perfectly with the windows, which made me stress out a lot, because when you have a diagonal wall and the windows are in there, like the proportions of the window is different, and the the curtains won't match well, but I had to figure it out, and we did figure it out. So right now we're working on the living room. So what I used for that couch over there is from Get Famous. I love that couch. It's probably my favorite, mostly because of the swatches that are really, really nice, and the style of it too. It's not like too basic. To be honest, Get Famous for the build and buy is probably like one of my favorites, because I really love, as I said, I really love the build and buy. But right now in this corner over here, we're gonna make like a nice desk office area kind of thing. I used that table from Get to Work and those chairs from Seasons. Oh, well, we're switching it out. But yeah, for the living room, once again, I made those little like chairs on the side are from Island Living again. And I like even though it has a pink swatch on it, the bottom of it has like a brown that matches well with the color of the Get Famous couch. So that's one I kind of used. And that fireplace is from Get Together. And that rug that comes with, I'm pretty sure it's Get Famous, or I don't know, it's from somewhere. I can't seem to remember. I love that rug so, so much. It has, like, the swatches of it are so nice, and I love how it fits, like, that swatch that I chose. I like how it fitted in well. But yeah, we had an aquarium in the middle, like, in that corner. I'm doing that a lot now, especially for, like, big homes, or not big homes, but like more expensive ones that look a lot more classy and fancy, and like for people who have money. I added that, which is so, so weird, but it's a nice way to fill up an area. And yeah, it's kind of did. So in that corner next to the stairs, I struggled so, so, so much because I didn't know what the hell I wanted to put there, because I wanted to add something in there, but then I didn't, I literally had no idea what I could add. I was thinking of putting up boxes in there, like as if they were like storage or something, but then I was like, no, that doesn't go well with like the build that we're trying to do. So in the end, you're going to see, I'm going to kind of go with, I think like I left for a bit. Yeah. And we came back, and sorry about that. I left for a bit, while building, but in the end, I think I went with, like an easel, and what I said, like, as I envisioned the dad to be a painter, and, like, that's what I kind of went with, or one of the parents was a painter, so that's why I added an easel. And over here, we moved the stairs, because I wanted to make, like, that shape, but I didn't understand why it wouldn't fit in, like, it really frustrated me, because I loved the idea of having those stairs in like that L shape, but it couldn't, like, I don't understand why I did that. I like even moved furniture around and everything, but no, it didn't work. So we just let it stay like that instead. But yeah, here, as I said, I added the easel, and I'm still looking for decorations, but in the end, I added like a simple rug in there. But right now, we're going with the kids' bedroom. And here, as I mentioned, I remember I had to put on a door. So I went with like a kid's bedroom, and I envisioned it being like 2 boys, 2 children, one's a teen or whatever. And I love, absolutely love how this bedroom looked or ended out. It's probably one of my favorite kids' rooms I've ever done, mostly because of the shape and how like weird it is and different it is. Because I normally would have done like a square shape kids room, but in this case, I love how like the bed is at an angle and all that stuff, and how nicely everything fits together. And I used posters, like a lot of posters, which I don't usually do, but I love how that bedroom turned out. And here we're just gonna start with the bathroom. Not much to say here. I just basically added some nice shower and like the simple basic stuff, and I basically copied that for the rest of all the bathrooms. But yeah, now we're going on with the second floor, and here's where I realized, hey, my Sims can't go in through there. So I literally had to change my entire layout completely, because I was thinking of having like a nice like area to walk through to get to the balcony and in like the bedroom next door, but I had to scrap that completely. And in the end, I decided to just add a bathroom in there and make this area. You're gonna see, like, in the beginning, this area, I was kind of really frustrated with it because I had no idea how to furnish it to make it look nice, and I was getting frustrated as well because I felt like it didn't match well the style of the house anymore, like my furniture and everything. So I did something which I really, really liked. I decided to kind of scrap that wall in the middle. You're going to see that later on, but we moved this around so that there's like a nice table over there. I was going to add the chair from Get to Work. That's like a glass, not glass, but like a plastic ball kind of situation going on. But in the end, we went with that Seasons one again. And what I did, I basically made this like the hangout spot area, which I love. I love that. I really love how it turned out because we have like a foosball table, the darts situation thing. And yeah, I really, really liked it. That was not my original plan, but I liked how in the end I ended up with that. And here we're just adding another bathroom with the shape of the bathroom. It was kind of weird to do, but in the end we kind of just figured it out. And we're just adding like final decorations to the room to this room to make it more like someone lives here. But yeah, now we're going on with the master bedroom. So in the end, I went with that island living bed, which I love because I knew I wanted a bed that had that dark brown theme going on, but also has color because I don't want to use another like super basic beige, plain color brown kind of situation. So I really like how the duvet has that coral color. But yeah, in the end, I really love what I did with that nook over here. I added an ottoman, which I never do. I never use ottomans, by the way, like ever. And I use this one from Island Living. And here we're just going to put like a nice wardrobe that fits properly with this area, which I kind of struggled to find one because all of them like kind of stuck out a little bit. But in the end, we found one finally. So yeah, we went with that one. And I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do because the space is kind of big and I didn't want to waste it. So you're gonna see how we're gonna like move things around a bit. We're gonna add. I'm pretty sure I added like a desk I just added this bookshelf over here. But we're gonna add a painting over that ottoman. I'm so glad I used it. It's from Island Living as well. I think it matches really well, like the scheme of everything. And then after doing this room and probably a bathroom, I think that's when I remembered I had the attic outside, and not the attic. What am I saying? That outdoor area next to the bedroom. You're gonna see that later on. But I will have to delete one of the side tables to actually. Yeah, here's not where I realized. I'm just adding curtains over here. But I'm gonna change one of the side tables and add a door there. We're doing right now the master bedroom, and I love not the bedroom. Sorry, the bathroom. It's like an ensuite, and it's so pretty. I love it so much. It's super fancy. They have their own like hot tub or big bathtub, and I love it so much. I tried to make it super luxurious or more like nice. I don't know. But here's where I realized that outdoor kind of situation. I needed a door, and we're gonna fix that later on. But over here, I was like, okay, this outdoor situation looks kind of boring. I want to make it more cool, so I added a pool. And what I did is I obviously used that Get Together like water swatch, and then I had a super cool idea about what to do with this outdoor thing. So I basically added the barbecue thing, and I added these lounge chairs. And I used those chairs from Spa Day, I believe, or Get Together. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's Spa Day. And I got the semi-walls, and I really, really loved how this turned out in the end. I was so happy with the outdoor area because in the beginning, when I put the base there, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. But in the end, I was happy with it. But right now, we're doing this situation. I don't know what to call it. This outdoor thing as well. I added some chairs, and listen, I added a fire pit. I don't know if it's going to function properly or not, but I thought it looks pretty cool. And this area outside as well is, I did like a super cool workout slash meditation slash yoga area, which I thought was so nice because I could really like imagine like in a real house where you could have like a yoga mat and have those like semi walls with those things from Get Famous, those pillars, and do yoga there, and it would be so cool. So yeah, here we're doing like the front porch of the house. I added these trapezoidal couches from Cats and Dogs, and I just added this nice octagonal table thing. And yeah, I really liked how it ended, like everything ended up. The screenshots are gonna come pretty soon. But anyway, you guys, I hoped you were at the end of the video. I hoped you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like it. If you did, I would really appreciate it. It took me a lot of time to kind of figure it out. We're going to do the landscaping right now in this build, obviously, which took me some time. But like this video if they did, as I said. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm doing a lot of builds and doing CAS and my 2 Let's Plays, which is the A to Z Baby Challenge and the Not So Berry Challenge. And I'm trying to figure out what to do with Twitch. I'm thinking of starting to stream, which is really cool. But with a Mac, streaming is not very easy. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyway, I'm gonna also link my Twitch channel below. I haven't started streaming yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm just still trying to figure it out. I'm taking OBS master classes to learn how to stream properly so that it doesn't lag. In the comments, write anything below, any comments, any tips. If you have any tips on what types of builds do you want to see, or anything really you want to see on this channel, please let me know down below. But yeah, we're just finishing up with the landscaping. I really love how that looked. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!